Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you can see me now. And yeah, like Malcolm said, I forgot to put clothes on. Kind of. No, I don't know. It just wasn't taken to it. Maybe it was late at night. The computer's like, what is going on? I'm not really quite sure what was going on. But give me a wee thumbs up if you can hear me. If you can see me as well, that's fantastic. Hopefully we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Give me a wee thumbs up. Let me know if I've got sound, if I've got a picture. My laptop's just, I don't know, it's just a little bit slow tonight. Probably because it's a Friday. Need to go and have a drink. Yeah, we're there. We're there. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and you can see me. I think you can. And then we can start the show. And yeah, I think we're back in. Let me just check. It's a nightmare. Give me a wee thumbs up. Yeah, yeah, we're in. Give us a wee thumbs up that you can hear me. You can see me, although it's probably not good. And yeah, we'll start the show. Listen, I've literally just got back. I've not even had my dinner tonight. And yeah, we're gonna stream ready for tomorrow. We're doing a certain little bench boost tonight. So that's always good. That's always good. Slightly laggy. Thank you, Cameron, mate. Thank you. We'll get there. I think it will slowly warm up. It's starting to ooze in. It's starting to warm up. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming in tonight. Like I'm saying, I've literally just got back. I've not even had my dinner. My dinner, and where is it? Where is it? Where's my dinner? Here we go. Look, done like a doggy bag. Yeah, not even eating it yet because hey, yous are important. Game week 17 is important, and that's why we're here. And I might have got a good score last night as well. Last week, Jesus. Anyway, thank you very much everyone who's joining us. Do like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Who's in the chat? Let's have a little gander. Mackham's in there, Jackie's in there, Cameron's in there, Jesus in there. Oh, they're all in. They're all in. Don't worry, more people will filter in. They'll filter in. Good to see you all. Hopefully, you've had a good week last week. Drop in and let me know what you got last week and what you're thinking of doing this week as well. What we're going to cover is we'll do a quick recap over my team, Kieran's team. Kieran is 8k by the way, which is insane. Kieran is 8k. I'm hot on his heels at about 75k. But yeah, I had a good week last week. Like Malcolm said, I'll put that on the screen for everyone to see. Yeah, you heard 102 points last week. Yes, it was. Yeah, so we'll cover that. We'll talk about bus teams. And actually, you know what we're going to do? I thought I'd treat you tonight. Not to see my face, because hopefully that, we could get rid of that. That would be better. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at team matchups as well. We're going to look at the lineups and just kind of confirm. Also, probably the biggest thing is mine and Kieran is both active. Yeah, mind blowing. Both active. I'll tell you what, if Kieran could get in the top 1,000, it'd be fantastic. But yeah, thanks very much for joining. If you are watching on YouTube or on X, all that good stuff, if you can like, subscribe, retweet, all that kind of stuff. Let's get everyone in tonight. Let's get everybody in tonight. And yeah, let's click into it. So hopefully it's not too laggy. Yeah, it'll get a little bit quicker. Anyway, let's talk about my week last week. Fantastic. It was a fantastic week. I don't want to sugarcoat it, although I will. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And there was a few good decisions in there, separated with a little bit of luck as well. You've always got to have a little luck. FPL is, luck and a few good decisions in there. And luckily, it culminated together into 102 points. I think it was my first 100 of the season, which is good. It's always good for 100. The game week score actually was quite high. I think the average was maybe, actually it's up there 60. But I think a lot more people engage managers. They got about 70 to 80. So, yeah, it was good. Kelleher and Collins at the back. Hey, it could have been even better if DCL hadn't turned into prime bloody Ronaldo. But it wasn't too bad. I mean, Kelleher, they all returned by Thiago, except Thiago. Collins, pretty sure he got DEFCON. Hall, I got lucky there because that was a poor transfer in by me. I don't know, Eddie Hall even said, even said that I think he was going to bench him. So it was a bit of a nightmare. O'Reilly do what he does a 6. Kelleher save point. Again, unlucky with the DCL clean sheet wipeout. Shalaba. Stop it. Stop it now, Chalobah. He's turning into he's big. He's up there. He's good. He's obviously his goals have helped him, but he's been doing really well. And I think you might get a goal this weekend as well. Into midfield, Saka done well with 22. At first, it was like, he had 2 assists, then he had 1, then he had none, then he had 2. Luckily, he got his 2 back. Yeah, I think they were assists. You know what I mean? Without his action, nothing happened. So, yeah. Bruno doing what Bruno does right now. And Kieran will tell you, I'm sure everyone in the chat will tell you, guys and girls, I'm not a fan of Fernandes. However, this season, my head has overruled my heart a little bit as well. And he is class. So many routes to points. He's just phenomenal. He can put it all together like that. 13-pointer. Foden 11. I only jumped on him this week, so I kind of missed out on 30 odd points. But hey, let's round of applause for the next guy, Rodgers. I've been saying it for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and people are like, "Oh, but he's not done anything." It's like, yeah, but read between the lines like this. You've seen School of Rock. Read between the lines. Yeah, he's been swaggering around the pitch. He's involved all the time. He's doing more than Watkins. He's scoring more goals than Watkins. It's a bit weird. I thought he'd be supplying Watkins, but yeah, Watkins is a bit out of the way. But listen, hey, Rodgers is running the show, mate. I think it's 2 15-pointers back to back. Haaland doing what he does with 2 goals. I thought they'd smash Sunderland. I actually got the score prediction right at 3-0. Yeah, Sunderland they'll start going down a little bit considering a lot of their team, the kind of way. Thiago was the only one that didn't do anything. On the bench, 1-1, 1-0, which is good to see. And yeah, 102 points, game week rank of 45k. I used 4 transfers. I brought in Kelleher, Collins, Hall, and Foden. And yeah, they did pretty well. And it could have been even better. But it was still decent. Yeah, put in the chat, see what everybody got, guys and girls. It's good to see you here on a Friday. I'm liking a Friday stream. It's a bit different, but I'm liking the cut of the jib. Let's see what Mackham's in chat. How you doing, big man? 78 points, 5th green in a row, selling Thiago to Ekitike. Well, actually, I am thinking of doing the exact same move. It looks like he's injured. We'll come into bus teams in a minute, but yeah, I think I'm going to move for him and a certain defender. All right. So do wait around like that. Jackie, how you doing? I seen your team. Done very well this week. Was bringing in Wilson last week, got put off by a few things and didn't. Now, I've got a confession for you, right? I looked at Wilson, okay, and I seen he got a few points and he was doing well. But then look at his stats. Look at his previous seasons. He's just not that kind of player. And genuinely, I'm not saying this because I don't have him now. I've got no want to get him in. I think we've missed the haul on those points. Go back and just look at his stats and just his overall goal scoring assists. He's not that guy. Now, what you also have to factor in that Fulham have lost Iwobi, which is a massive player for them. They've also lost Chukwueze, who, do you know what, I really wanted to get him in. I was like, I'm going to get him in. I completely forgot he went to AFCON, so I had to scrap that idea. They've lost Calvin Bassey at the back. Okay, he's not attacking, but, he's still a staple in that team that plays, generally, if he's fit. So 3 core players they've lost. They're probably going to have to play King, bring King in a little bit, although they've got a lot more wingers. They're going to have to mix and match. Lukic looks like he's going to have a late fitness test tomorrow. Without Lukic, they're a completely different team. So, listen, if you've not got him yet, save a transfer. Don't get him. I genuinely do not get him. He just won't. He won't sustain it. He's not that guy, man. He's not that guy. Yeah, like Jackie said, I'm not getting him. Yeah, don't. Oi, battered sausage. Kieran's in the chat. And he's probably got a battered sausage. He's been out, I think, since about 12 o'clock. So I'm pretty sure he's feeling a little bit worse for wear. But he did set up this tonight. So, maybe he can't be that drunk. But yeah, it was a good week. A little bit of luck, sprinkled in with a few good decisions. And yeah, went well for once. Well, more than once. We're getting there. We're trying to catch Kieran up. Just a recap on Kieran's team. He done well as well. He got 86 points. He had Keller as well at the back. Then he had Mukalele, Hincampi, Senesi, O'Reilly, Sly, Foden, Fernandes, Haaland, and Thiago. So actually, without kind of noticing, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the same players. 8, 9 out of 15. But we never really chatted to each other like, oh, we're going to do this or do that, or yeah, we always kind of keep it a bit private. We chat a little bit, but we do keep it a bit private. But yeah, listen, he had a fantastic game week again. He's up to, I think, just inside, well, 8.5K. So, Kieran, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And I'm going to put it out there. Me and Kieran are the top ranked pod. We must be, surely. 8,000 and 75,000. If not, let me know. Let's source another pod that's higher, and then we're going to attack them viciously. In FPL points, clearly. But yeah, he had a fantastic week as well. That was the results. Kieran's covered it. There wasn't really any. I've actually not caught up with these, so I watch all the games. I've not watched this, but I will. Do you know what? I'm going to watch it after this tonight. I'm going to do my little notes and take from that what I will. But this year it's been working well, and a lot of the players that have been actually coming up, I haven't been using data too much. I do use a little bit of data. Doctor Data's in the house as well. Him and Alf. Yeah, but I do also like. I'm more like watching it because you see things that data doesn't do. So you need a little bit of both, but I would say more heavier on eye test. And that's what I've done this season. And it's worked. I had Rodgers in early. Do you know what I mean? I had Fernandes kind of at the right time, not at the start when he missed the penalty, but at the right time. So yeah, it has gone well. Mainly in midfield. Semenyo as well, the same. I got rid of him, after his big haul, maybe game week 4 or 5. Didn't like the cut of his jip. So I got rid of him as well. And yeah, it seems to be working. In terms of games, Arsenal conceding again. I've jumped off of the Arsenal defence, probably at the right time. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's 6 games in a row they've conceded. Listen, it's still best defence, one of the best defences in Europe, so don't go off completely. If you got double, I would not play them, obviously. But yeah, elsewhere, Brentford conceding to Leeds. I mean, it was a good goal by DCL. It was a bit frustrating. Man United, Bournemouth. Right. Let me tell you. Right. If I had more transfers, I would have got Semenyo because I was like, do you know what? Semenyo will score. That back line of Heaven, Shaw, and Yoro is pretty disgraceful. It makes me feel a little bit sick. And yeah, if it's the same this weekend, they're going to concede. I think Villa beat them this weekend. We will come on fixtures, but I think Villa beat them this weekend. Elsewhere, yeah, Sunderland. I actually had the Sunderland win. I had two. Oh no, sorry, in this I had 1-1, but in a different prediction game I had 2-1 Sunderland. And yeah, it was always going to be fairly close. If you had defenders, you're from any, you would play. It's the first derby in quite a long time, so it was always going to be close. City had 3 now. It's fairly easy. Palace are getting tired. Spurs getting battered 3-0 by Forest. Listen, Forest, they're still that same team that got Europe last year. We've got to remember that. I know Sean Dyche is a little bit of a dinosaur. I get it. But they're still a good team. 3-0 though. Yeah. Thomas Frank kind of has to stamp that out. He can't be getting battered 3-0 away from home. Not a big club like that. So it's going to change. Liverpool 2-0. They were lucky to keep a clean sheet, actually. I do like them for this weekend. I don't have Van Dijk, but if I did, I'd definitely be playing them because Spurs, I keep writing in my notes, they can't stop crosses. They can't. So I think he might get a little goal. But yeah, apart from that, it was a good week. Villa coming back, obviously, they're on a good haul. I thought the Chelsea game would have been a bit closer. But yeah, they were fairly close one. But they were good. Right, let's move on. Yep, scores. I got a few good scores again. Kieran told you that, so I've moved forward a little bit. So Kieran, come on. Come on, Kieran, you got to get it up. Let's see. Malcolm's jumped in. Again, if you've got any questions, anything like that, on a Friday night, do please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, because I'm liking a Friday night. I might move it to a Friday. It kind of gets me ready for the weekend. What's Malcolm saying? If you jump on Semenyo and he hauls after selling him at the right time, you'll be a genius. Well, that's it. We always look at hindsight, Malcolm, don't we? You know what I mean? I mean, I kind of look like, but yeah, there's a bit of luck. We save over this. And yeah, the rest of this is just what Kieran brought up the other day. And it was a really good show. If you've not seen it, go back and watch it. He free soloed. Now I'm free soloing. And he brought stuff up from FPL Marcello, who's in the chat the other day. Absolutely fantastic. For me, I have one to bring up. my veterans vision, it wasn't really anything. All I would say is it's not even half the season yet. The points are so close. So just keep at it. I've seen a lot of people, I've seen a lot of managers that are kind of downbeaten and not as good as last year and stuff. Listen, the points are that close. You have one good game week, then you'll fly. Honestly, you'll fly. You have 2 or 3 in a row, and you'll be up to top 500k, 200k, 100k, 10k. All right. So keep on trucking. Join the double pivot because we'll help you. We'll help you. Me and Kieran are actually doing well this season. So yeah, right. We're going to go through predictions. Kieran's done his. I've not got it in front of me. All right. I will post mine tomorrow, but chuck in the chat and yeah, just tell me what you're thinking. I'm going to cover a few, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the team matchups. All right, and we're going to have a little look at my team. I'm going to do bench boost. Kieran's going to do bench boost, and yeah, just to see any weaknesses in teams now that AFCON started, all that kind of good stuff. All right, which is really really important because it's now going to it's going to change teams. We're at that pivot point, double pivot point of the season where a lot of players are away, a lot of players are getting injured. There's 4 games inside 10 days, and it does matter. It does matter. I'll just get them up before. Here we go. Fixtures, right, sound. Okay, Arver, here we go. In fact, do you know what? I'll do questions on the way. Arver says, so, I can get this up. Here we go. So, do we start Crippi Jr. over the likes of Anderson, Van Dijk, or Anderson at the back? For me, RSV, no. I'm looking at getting Crippi Jr. in, maybe for a hit, to take a bit of a chance. He's got Burnley. I think he gets 25 minutes. I think the manager he's done well when he's come on, so I think he might reward it. He might even get a start. So, if I take a hit, I've got Mark Guay in that position. So if I take a hit and he plays, that's 1 point. So I'm missing 3 already. If he gets anything, so bonus, he plays, 60 minutes, I've only lost 2 points. If he gets anything, any return, then I'm in dreamland. He says, so do we start Crippi Jr. over the likes of Anderson, Van Dijk, and other Anderson? No, I'd start Van Dijk, like I was saying there. Let's just jump in that fixture. Spurs, Liverpool, an evening fixture. Spurs need to get a result. They're terrible at conceding from crosses. They just don't seem to, even when they've got Romero and Van de Ven, I don't know, they're just really poor at crossing. Defending crosses. And I think this is one that Van Dijk could get in there and header. He's been close, hit the crossbar. He's been close a few times. So, yeah, no, I wouldn't start him over him. And really, I'm only going to play him because I'm in bench boost. If not, I wouldn't go anywhere near him, to be honest. But I do think he gets a good amount of minutes. I'm just going to go through these. I'm going to do the scores. Do you know what? Let's just do it. We'll do it. We'll do it on the fly. Do it in the chat as well. It'll be really good to see what you get. And we'll keep track. We'll start keeping track and I'll keep a league of what we get. And we'll just kind of snapshot it, go fairly fast, and then we'll go into the team matchups from Fantasy Football Scout. We'll look at the team lineups, see if there's anything in there that we can see, any opportunities that we want to attack, and then we'll go in. But as you can see, Malcolm's already put it in the chat. Do play along. Newcastle 2-0. Now listen, St James's Park is a very, very hard place to go to. It's an early kickoff, so you probably don't want to touch it. They've not got a good record there, Chelsea. However, Newcastle aren't the best right now. They're not. I mean, getting beat by Sunderland away, there's no harm in that. But yeah, all season they've not been scoring many goals. And I just think they're running out of steam. They had Champ League, then they had a game, now they've got another game, and they don't have the squad for it. I think Eddie Howe's under a little bit of pressure. Mainly, maybe not from the board, but maybe like Gallagate-wise. I think Jackie's gone Newcastle 2-1. Hardfire's gone 1-1. It'll probably be a draw, but I'm going to put my neck out here, and I'm going to say 2-1 Chelsea. I'm going to say 2-1 Chelsea, and I think this is one that Palmer could get something early. I think we're waiting until after this fixture to maybe get him in. And listen, a lot of teams are stacked, so if you don't have room for him, I don't really have room. The only route that I've got is Saka. And I don't think I'm willing to take him out this week, especially when they've got a depleted Everton. So yeah, but I think he could do well, and I'm going to go Chelsea 2-1. Yeah, Thomas has gone 3-1 Chelsea. He's there with me. I just think Palmer is the key to scoring a lot more goals for Chelsea. They've got Caicedo back. Obviously, Enzo's in that midfield. And funnily enough, I'm going to say here, I think Chelsea get a penalty. I've been watching Newcastle for a while, and they've had some rash challenges in and around the box. Dan Burn a few game weeks ago was very, very lucky to get away with not conceding a penalty. They fly him with a lot of yellows as well, especially at home, and they get the rub of the green a little bit, Newcastle, as you would. St James's Park is a cauldron, but I think there'll be a penalty now. I think Palmer will probably score a penalty, and I'm going to say 2-1. Next one, Bournemouth, Burnley. This is fairly straightforward, although Bournemouth have been conceding a lot, mainly away from home. But yeah, they have been conceding a lot. I think this is fairly easy. Do they concede? Probably not, but there is a chance. I probably go. Yeah, see, I think they'll be a little bit back to the wall. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 3-1. 3-1. Jackie's put in there 4-0 Bournemouth. Ardvar's put Krupi 79th minute. Oh, I hope it is, mate. I'm going to play him. I hope it is. Mackham's gone 2-1 Bournemouth. Ardvar's gone 4-1 Bournemouth. I like it. I like it. So I've got 3-1 there. Hippie, good to see you, big man. Thank you very much for joining on this wonderful Friday night. I've just got back from Scandinavia, and there's so many people joining. It's good to see. Do like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thomas has gone 3-2 Burnley. Oh, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Next is Brighton Sunderland. Now, this is a bit of an unknown, and the way I'm going to go with this is I think I'm going to stay with Brighton's home form. It's really good. They score a lot. They do concede, but we score more, and they seem to win more than they draw. They beat City here. They've done really, really well against a few big top teams. Sunderland looks a bit. Yeah, Hippie said the skiing looked fun. Thank you, Hippie. It was good, mate. It was good. I've still got a few more races to put up. I just didn't have time this week, but I will put them up. I've seen your stuff as well, Hippie. Looks very, very good, mate. If you're not following FPL Hippie, go over on YouTube and follow him. Really good videos, fantastic. And he does a lot of AI and puts faces on famous pictures. It's fantastic. Go and follow him. It's really good. Yeah, back to the Brighton Sunderland. This is difficult. Ardvar's put 1-0 Brighton. Mackham said De Kuiper might start and bank clean sheet when Matoma comes on. Yeah, see, I've been thinking. I said to you, Mackham, and at first he's like, he won't play because Matoma's back, but he might play. And if you look at De Kuiper's points, he's got an 8 and a 15 point in the last 3. He didn't play last game, but in the last 3 he has. Yeah, I think with Sunderland, with a lot of players away, we don't know what they're like without their normal players. So they're a bit of an unknown entity. With their strong home form, I'm going to go Brighton on this. And yeah, I'm thinking between 1-0 or 1. I think I'll go 1-0 Brighton. Yeah, same as Ardvar. Brighton, they're a little bit depleted as well. I've seen Welbeck might not play. I don't know if that's still going on. They were looking at putting Reuter up top. Not really sure. Yeah, Mackham says Gomez suspended, so De Kuiper got a chance. Yeah, I have to wrestle it. I'm either going to put De Kuiper in or Alderete. So I have to kind of weigh up. You know, their fixtures. Brighton, after this, it's fairly difficult. Sunderland, they got a mixed one. And he is cheaper, Alderete. He's got more threat, but I don't know. I might go for De Kuiper because I've been thinking it all week. But I'll go 1-0. City West Ham, I think it's straightforward. I really, really do. I think City at home score so many goals. West Ham concede a lot. I'm thinking this is in 2 planes. It's either West Ham obviously are going to sit back and they're going to defend half decent, and it's going to be hard for City to break them down because Doku's out. Obviously, people have gone to AFCON Marmoush. So if someone does unlock, or when they do unlock West Ham, it will be probably Foden to Haaland. So the one side of me, about 10%, is thinking, do I captain Foden and go a bit different? But I don't know if I can rely on him because every time I've tried to back him, he just kicks me in the face is what he does. I'll probably end up on Haaland. But in terms of score, we go, yeah, I mean, people put it, Mackham's put 5-0, Jackie's put 4-0, Thomas has put 4-2, Ardvar's put 3-1. I don't think City concede in this game. I think they start grinding out results like they have. They won the last 6. They're going to win this. I'm going to go for... I might go big. I'm going to go 4-0. I'm going to go 4-0. Yep, same as Jackie, 4-0. Wolves Brentford. Now, I've got double Brentford defence, so I'm hoping for a clean sheet. However, it wouldn't surprise me if Wolves scored. They're starting to actually getting a little bit more attacking together. But again, as same as other teams, and we'll look unpredicted on Fantasy Football Scouts the minute predicted lineups. They've had a few go as well. Namely, and we'll look on to them in a minute. I think that'll affect it. I think Brentford, I'm a bit biased because I've got double defence. So I'm going to go for 2-0 Brentford. Now, Thiago, does he play? Does he not play? I don't know. I have him and I'm looking to change him because it doesn't look like he's going to play, but I'm 50-50. He didn't train, but there's something in me that I think he's going to play. I'm not sure why. If not, I'm going to change him for Ekitike. So I might get Ekitike a little bit early. Thomas has gone 3-2 Wolves. Malcolm's gone Wolves to get a first win. Arthur's gone 2-0. Wow. Yeah, Thomas said no fullbacks at West Ham. Yeah, so they get battered. Brentford 2-1, Jackie. Yep. I think Thiago will play as well, Thomas. Yeah, I think he will. And I think that'll be the difference. 2-0 too. I'm going to go 2-0. Strand Larsen's been starved of any service up top. And Brentford, okay, they do concede. In a way, they're not the best. They're not as good as they are at home. They do concede a few odd goals, but yeah, if they're going to get a clean sheet anyway, it'll be here. So hopefully they do. It could easily be 2-1, but I'm going to go 2-0. Spurs Liverpool, this is a toughie. I think Thomas Frank, he needs to go back to what he knows. And do you know what? I think he's been let down by his players a little bit. I do. And I know Xavi started to play well, but he's let him down because he's been so poor. He has been shocking. And he's a better player than that. He's a really, really good player. Good in Bundesliga. Always go back at his record. I looked at his record. He doesn't score as much as he assists. He's more of a assister, but yeah, really good record. And yeah, until last 3-4 games, he's played poor. Now they're not really clicking together either, and I think Thomas Frank's going to go back to what he knows, back to the drawing board. He wants to keep it tight, and when he needs to, Thomas Frank, he can do that, and I think that's what he's going to do tomorrow. Malcolm says 3-0 Liverpool. Spurs are in the bin, in the words of D Unit. Yeah, I don't know. They're not as bad as everyone says. Listen, I've not seen the highlights from last game week, but one game week does not a season make. So yeah, they've still got good players. They've still got a half decent defence. Liverpool aren't firing all cylinders. I do rate Ekitike. I think he's turned into the Isaac, isn't he? And he has to keep playing him at 9 because he's a fantastic player. And Kieran actually, kudos to him. He said first, "Oh, the Ekitike guy," and I was like, "Who's this guy?" He's like, "Nah," and he's like, "He's generational. He's good." And he's been proven right, mate. He is brilliant. He leads the line really well. Isaac, I don't know what's going on with him. He's out of sorts. They might play 2 up top tomorrow. They might. I don't think that will help them actually. I think that'll fall into Spurs a little bit more. Thomas says he's got Henri vibes, Ekitike. He does a bit. He does. He's got a bit of quality in the ball, isn't he? Thomas said Frank will be gone very soon. I think you've got to get through it a bit with him. I mean, Arteta had it as well. He's only just started. You know what I mean, he'll go through bad and good bits. And really, they've not really bought that many people. I mean, if you look at who they brought in, Kolo Muani, all right, yeah, he's all right, but he's not really a showstopper, is he? Richarlison's in and out. I mean, he's been scoring a few lately, but yeah, and they have had a lot of injuries. To be fair to them, I know all teams have got them, but they've had a lot of key injuries. I think a big miss this season, Madison. I was going to get him in, and obviously, he got injured at the start. I think I did have him at the start, and yeah, he got injured. So that's a huge miss. In terms of score, again, play along with us. Let's go. I still don't think the Liverpool clicking that well. Soboslai looks like he's going to play. Well, I think he'll be back as the 10, maybe, or Wirtz might play right back. They've got Conor Bradley back, and Frimpong's on the bench, so they're not going to play him there. He might play on the right. I'm not sure. Yeah, some people have been saying looking at Wirtz, he's been playing well, but for me, not just now. There's too many better midfielders. I am looking at Ekitike because the fixture's that good. I need some Liverpool, and I think the Thiago to Ekitike is good. I just think this week it can maybe hold off for a week. But I want to maximise my bench boost. I know Ekitiki's going to play, so I might do it early. In terms of scoring, do you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a Desi. I'm going to go 2-2. I'm going to go a Desmond. I'm going to go a fantastic evening kickoff. Talking of evening kickoff, the later kickoff is Everton Arsenal. Everton depleted, and dies away to AFCON, which is a huge loss. Dewsbury Hall's out, looks like a hamstring, about 2 to 4 weeks. Not good. Grealish, he's been past fit. I'm not sure if he is. I don't know if Moyes is just saying that. Yeah, and that's their main outlets. So Arsenal, as good as they are, I don't see Everton scoring. Arva's gone 0-0, Everton Arsenal. Yeah, they could do a job. Mackham's going 2-0 Arsenal. That's your nephew says, don't take a hit for a bench boost. That's mad. Yeah, Kieran said that as well. I just want to try and maximise the bench boost. But if you're missing one player out, instead of taking a -4 and you want to make your other players better, I think that's actually better. You know what I mean? Than try and get every single person playing. So I actually might not take the -4 then and just leave him on the bench. It's probably a good excuse to get rid of Guay in case I want a Chelsea triple up at some point. I've got Chalobah, Guay, and that's it. I think Parma will be coming in soon, but yeah, Guay's a bit wasted on there. But hey, I've got rid of all the transfers almost, the 5 free ones we got, so I can't complain. In terms of score, Arsenal, I think it'll be fairly run of the mill. It'll be difficult to break down, but they just don't have the quality at the back. Keane, he's a good player, but he's not that quality anymore. So I'm going to go Arsenal. I'm going to go 2-0. I'll pull back on my 3. I'll go 2-0. Yeah, they'll just grind it out. Arsenal, they'll get back on track. Malcolm says it's really a -3 because Guay might play. Yeah, I know, mate. I know. That's what I was thinking. I might go Guay to Krupi Jr. because he might start. And if not, I think he might give him 20, 25, maybe in 30 minutes. Because he has been playing well. He has been coming on and scoring. So you're against Burnley. You want to keep your strikers on a goal run. So, yeah, like you're saying, it's only a -3. If he gets anything, then we're in the money. I don't want it for long term. It's only for 1 punt. So I'm not sure. What I might do is leave Thiago, and then I could change Hall to Alderete or De Kuiper and change Guay for free. So it's not -4. Anyway, yep, 2-0 Arsenal. Leeds Palace. I didn't see how many games there were on Saturday, actually. Leeds Palace. Leeds are decent at home. Well, I say decent. They're better than away, which isn't easy. Palace, they rested a lot of players midweek, but they are getting tired. We covered this in an earlier show. They're going to start getting really, really tired, and they just don't have the squad to deal with it. They've had, I think, 2 of them go away to AFCON, and that's going to make a difference. So, but then again, Leeds, I think we're putting them up a little bit on this pedestal, to be honest. I don't think they're that good. Okay, this new formation, he stumbled across. He's done really well with it, and he's going with it, and I get that. But yeah, they're not. I think people are overrating them. They're not very good. Now, do they beat a depleted Palace? It's going to be very close. It'll be low scoring. It's difficult. I do think Palace score, and I do think Leeds score. This could be another 2-2, I'm kind of thinking of a Leeds 2-1. I am. They've got to win these games. No, do you know what? I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go Leeds 1-1. Malcolm says DCL will continue the troll and score. Yeah, I mean, listen, please don't look at DCL. Please don't look at him because, I mean, listen, if you think he's playing well and, all right, he scored a few goals. Do you know what's frustrating? He scored 4 goals and they're talking about an England call-up. Like, are you serious? Look at his stats over the season. Number 2 to Harry Kane. Yeah, that'll go well. In fact, actually, as a Scotland fan, please take DCL. Please. I'm an advocate now for DCL. Take him to the World Cup. I know Ollie Watkins has been rubbish, but I'd rather take Welbeck. Welbeck's been playing better. So now, for some reason, DCL's coming in the conversation. I don't understand it. And this is why England won't win the World Cup. Because you take the wrong players. Dumbfounded. Anyway, Jackie's gone 2-1 Leeds. Who else? That's your nephew said, is anyone rating Leeds? Not sure if they're overrated. No, I mean, I don't. People aren't saying they're really, really good. They're not saying they're fantastic. They are better at home. You know, they're more defensively sound at home. But I just think we think some people think they're a better team. They score more free scoring, and I just they're not very good. They're not very good. So I'm going to go 1-1. I think Palace will do just enough, and I'm going to go for 1-1. They might even take the first goal. I'm thinking probably Mateta or maybe a headed goal. Again, they're not the best at dealing with crosses leads, so I'm going to go 1-1. Villa United. For me, Villa, by the way, are now the favourites at the bookies. Just the favourite. I think they're 4-5 or 5-4 in some bookies. That tells you everything you need to know. United, and I was saying this to Kieran before I came on. United look good going forward, but I mean that 4-4 against Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth have conceded a lot of goals away, and yes, United at home, and they scored 4. They look fantastic going ahead, going forward, but at the back, shocking. Heaven, Shaw, and Yoro is not a good enough line for a Premier League, especially at a club like United. No chance. Yoro's not too bad. For me, Shaw's pretty much done, and Heaven, he's only young. You know, he's all right for he's what 18, 19, but he's only young, and he's like leading that. He's the main centre back in that setup. So I'll have to have a look. We'll have a little look at the lineups in a second. But unless maybe Maguire's in or Martinez or something, I'm not really sure. I think, I think it's too much for him. I think it's too much. And listen, Villa at home, they're doing fantastic. What, they run 15 or 14 the last 16 games in all competitions. So listen, Villa are doing very, very well. Very well. So, yeah, I think it's a Villa win. And I've got Rodgers, so okay, I'm a little bit biased. A wee bit biased, but listen, he's been swaggering around that pitch, doing really, really well. Last 2 game weeks, he's done well, and people think about getting him in, which is good because he boosts my price up for him a little bit. I think. Do I go 3-1? I am going to do it. I'm going to go 3-1 Villa. And the main reason, United, they're playing well, but they've just lost a few key players. Ahmad, see, every time he plays, he brings more balance to that side. He brings that drive. He also brings a bit of a spark. When United need something to happen, he's often that spark to make it happen. So they've lost him. They've also lost Embuemo. So though Cunha's up there and people think he's a good option, yes he is because he's more in there. But he's going to get more XG. He's had a lot of XG over the last 2 game weeks, and that's good. But he's going to have less service. And this is why, I mean, for me, I'll play Bruno. You have to play Bruno most of the time. There's an argument to say to leave him out, but if he gets anything, or if United get anything, it'll be because of Bruno. Yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 Villa. Malcolm says, Dallo, De Ligt, Martinez need to start. Yeah, they do. They do. And even if not, Dallo, he goes forward too much. So, I think they're going to get picked off, and I always say Man United are 1 game away from self-destruction, and I think this is the game where they're going to get self-destructed. I say self-destructed, but Villa are playing really, really well, so I can't take all the credit. That Shanef says Bournemouth have conceded 23 goals in 7 away games. Yeah, away. I don't know what they're doing. They should absolutely be targeted when they're away. People have been sleeping on how bad their away defence is. Why Captain Bruno? Yeah, great shout. Captain Bruno last week, 13 points. So he was the same as Haaland. And actually, he could have got more. So you were unlucky with that, mate. But yeah, still a fantastic score. Fantastic captain, the top person. Yeah, Bournemouth away. I don't know what's going on. They were solid. Away from home, I don't know. They've lost that all-togetherness, that robustness, the shape. The shape quite often goes. And they look a bit at 6-7s, especially when they've got people running at them. Pointing out last week with United. So that if they're not careful, that away form of conceding goals could turn into a little bit of home form and conceding. That's why Burnley, it wouldn't surprise me if they scored. And then on to the last game. While in the background we've got Fantasy Football Scout loading. It's just taking quite a while to load. Fulham, Forest. This is a difficult one. Fulham are good at home, but again, they've lost Bassey at the back. They've lost Chukwueze, who I wanted to get in, but he's away to AFCON. And then they've also lost Iwobi, which is a huge loss. Huge loss. And Fulham can't afford to lose, a little bit like Sunderland, those core players. They can. I think it's going to be. I think this is over this Christmas period. Fulham are going to have a bit of a nightmare, and they're going to be down near the bottom. And there's going to be questions asked, not really about the manager, because he is a good manager. He is a good manager. But I'm just loading fancy football skill in the background. But I think, yeah, they don't have the squad. They've got a thin squad. I've been saying it all season as it is. I just think it's, yeah, in this period, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Oh, podcaster in. Podcast. How are we doing, Gary? Good to see you. While we're at this stage, again, if you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We've got 89 people watching across both platforms. That's absolutely fantastic, especially for Friday night when really you should be sleeping and thinking about your team and you're joining me. So thank you very much. Do like, subscribe, retweet, all that kind of good stuff. Gary says, Anderson, 14 points. Oh, here we go, here we go. Here comes the FPL review gods. Actually, Gary, I was just wondering... I'm wondering, did I take over for you this week? Yeah, I took over him this week. I think it's by 2 points, but yeah, no, Gary's having a fantastic season as well. I think that's the only time I've taken over him as well, so I've got a bit lucky and I'm ahead. But funnily enough, actually, Gary, I actually do like the Anderson pick. I do, and he's got some good fixtures, and in there, he's probably going to get a wee 10-pointer at some point. So yeah, I think he's a really, really good pick, and I do have room to get him in. And I might get him in. Mackham says review is to bye Gary. Oh, you're getting bad by Mackham, Gary. Bah. I mean, listen, still fantastic rank. So hey, he's up there, and everyone gets enjoyment at the same thing, don't they? He says you did. Yeah, I think it's 2 points to that, so it's close. But no, Gary's having a good season. I'm sure you all follow podcast anyway. You don't go over there. Give him a wee shout. His show the other day was fantastic. I had a very special guest on there, so go over there and give that a wee watch. Yeah, in terms of the score, I think Forest win this. I've been saying for a while, Forest are a good team. People are like, nah, they're done. They're getting relegated. They're not getting relegated. They're not. They'll be second half of the table, but they're not getting relegated at all. So, thing is, Fulham are pretty solid at home, genuinely. I'm going to go... Do I think Fulham score? That's the thing. I don't actually. No, I'm going to go 2-0 Forest. That's what I'm going to go for. 2-0 Forest. Gary, actually, it'd be good while you're here, mate. Can you put in what you think the score is going to be for Fulham Forest? It'd be exciting to see, because obviously you're going to play Anderson, and you've got that angel and devil on your shoulder of like, I'm playing Anderson, but what do I think the actual score will be? Do you know what I mean? So put in there, everyone else put in there what they think you're going to get for that. I'm going to go 2-0 Forest. This actually could be a game where someone like Milinkovic gets a headed goal. I don't think he's had one all season. He had 4 last season, 4 or 5. So I think he could do pretty well. But yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 on Forest. That's your nephew says, I think Brentford will be fighting not to be in the third last spot this season. You can see the wheels coming off and they're starting to get found out a little bit. Yeah, they are a little bit. They're conceding a little bit more now, for more than the manager would like. They'll be close, but for me, I think they've just got too much. I mean, listen, like you said, 2 of the spots are tied up anyway. There's only 1 spot up for grabs, and I think there's worse teams. There's worse teams in Brentford. They've got enough on the pitch. They've got Thiago. They've got a goal scorer. They've got Shadi. They've got Utara when he comes back, and more importantly, in defence, they've got leaders in there. They've got Collins, Pinnock, Hickey. They've got Damsgaard, Kelleher, good keeper. So I think they have enough. Malcolm says, FBL podcast is review saying you should go Bowen instead of Ikitike. Just curious. It'd be good actually to know, Gary. Give me your score for the Fulham game, and yeah, tell us what review is saying. Because again, I don't look at it. I'm not sure if it's an app or I don't know what it is. I think it's just like an article, isn't it, a publication, but I've never seen it. I don't want my thoughts to be clouded. I use a bit of data, but I don't want my thoughts to be clouded. So So Gary, if you're listening, mate, do give us a wee shout. Right, we've covered them. What we're going into now, let's have a quick look. I think, is it bus teams? We'll have a quick look at bus teams, and then we'll have a quick gander. Yeah, then we'll have a quick gander at the team matchups, because I'm quite interested in what the lineups are going to be. This is me for next week. Next week, tomorrow, deadline. Like I'm saying, I'm going to bench boost. Oh, no, so this is me. Yeah, this is me. What I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm going to bench boost. I mean, that's a good team. I've not made any subs this week yet, and that's a really good team. Hall is going to, I don't think he's going to be out. So Hall is going to change to either Alderete or De Kuiper. There might be one other solution there as well, but I think I'm going to go to that. And if I'm not sure about Thiago, I might go Thiago to Ekitike. The three moves I'm thinking of is Thiago to Ekitike, Hall to probably De Kuiper, and then Mark Guay to Krupi Jr. And that's for a -4. Or I could risk it because I think Thiago might play and just do the Hall and the Mark Guay move, and then that'll give me a big bench boost. But if I'm going to bench boost, you know, Thiago's got some good fixtures, but I want a piece of Liverpool. So I think I might do that early, pull the trigger, use 2 free transfers, and then activate the bench boost, which I've literally just done right this second. Kieran, he's bench boosting as well. He's already got it on here. All right, really good team. Again, we've got about 9 of the same. We just ended up with him, but he's got a good team as well. The only thing, he's got Brighton defender v Sunderland defender, but you know, hopefully one of them at least get a clean sheet. And 0-0, Kieran be smoking a cigar from that. He'd absolutely love that. In the words of Mark Goldbridge. But yeah, he's got a really good team as well. He's gone Bournemouth heavy. Oh, he's put Tavernier in there. Oh, I didn't see that. You cheeky little guy, Kieran. Rob Taff, good evening, mate. Hope you're well. He's going 4-5-1, benching Thiago. Yeah, I'm 50-50. I'm going to see. He's not been in the training picture, so I'm not really sure. Malcolm says King and Guay is your big problem. Yeah, like I was saying, I did look at Wilson the other day. Wilson. But it didn't leave me in at the bank, and yeah, I didn't really like the pick. I mean, okay, he went on and done it, but I don't think he does that again. King will play because Fulham are, you know, a little bit depleted, but you know, it's a bench boost. If he can get anything, that'd be good. And he might do. He might do. And I can't really upgrade him. You know, he's 4.5 is the cheapest there is. Yeah, I wouldn't take, Jack says wouldn't take a hit quite like other people. Yeah, but the thing is, if I've still got Mark Guay, it's a good excuse to get him out. And I know Krupi Jr. does play. So, you know what I mean? Even if it gets 1 point, that's a -3 I've taken. You know, if he starts and he scores or he gets an assist, you know, it's decent. Maybe a bit too much risk for the reward, but, you know, I'm feeling it, which is the main thing. Right. And that's the teams, basically. What I'm going to do now is we're just going to have a quick look. We've done the predictions. I just want to have a quick look at the team matchups because, again, there's a lot of different lineups that are going to be this week. That's a wee gander. Jackie said got Tavernier in a week early. Look at that. Do you know what I mean? Jackie's always on the ball. She's always on the ball. Right. The laptop's a little bit slow, so do bear with it, ladies and gents. Do. Oh. Full face. Not ideal. Here we go. Hopefully this is coming up. Just taking a wee second. There we go. Right. Okay, we're just going to fly through these, but we're just going to have a quick sluice through them, all right? First game is Newcastle-Chelsea. Let's have a look at Chelsea lineup. We pretty much know the Chelsea lineup, all right? By the way, I'm not affiliated with Fantasy Football Scout, but I think I've used them since I started playing it. Fantastic articles, all that good stuff. So yeah, if you've not joined it, join it. It's probably the best money you spend. Like, I think it was a tenner. It was like £8 or something like that. Yeah, go and spend it because it's phenomenal. Yep, that team there, so it's pretty much what we think. James is in with Caicedo sitting, and then Palmer, Fernandes, Neto, and Yao Pedro. Yeah, so they've got a full strength side. Palmer, I like Palmer. I think he knits it all together. And there was a little bit of me thinking, mate, I'll go Saka to Palmer. But against Newcastle at St James's Park, I think that's a bit let's have a look at Newcastle because they've got quite a few injuries, remember? Now, look at this, right? So you've got Lewis Hall, who says he's going to play down here. I mean, he's in my team, but I'm not so sure about that. And you got Miley against what? Garnacho? If he's down there. Neto. Lewis Miley, right back. You know, it's not good. Then you got Thiao or Thal, or whatever you say. Thiao? Thaw? And then Shar, Lewis Hall. I don't know if Lewis Hall plays, you know. I don't know. I think he's playing tight lip. Then you got Tonali, who's just come back from injury. Grimaris and Joelinton. Joelinton's come back from injury as well. Jacob Murphy, Walter Maddy, and Gordon. On paper, it looks good, but they look susceptible. I think I am. I think Chelsea still win it. You know, I know history goes a long way, and I do look at the history of games, but yeah, I think they still win it. Calm, yes, big Calm. Good to see you, mate. Hey, missed you, Calm. Hopefully, you like the skiing videos, mate. Hopefully, you're well. Hopefully, everything's going all right. I'll try and stay awake, but I'm not making promises. That's okay, mate. You can watch it back tomorrow morning because we're going through the team matchups now. So have a little look. Ardvar says, for the top teams, I think Emma's better predictions. Yeah, Emma jumped the wave. She's really, really good as well. Do follow her on X because, yeah, as you're saying, they do get slightly more right over there. Anyway, I'm happy with Chelsea. Next one, Bournemouth, Burnley. That's easy because they're right next to each other. I'll have a look. Oh, well, not next to each other, but almost. Bournemouth are at home. Jimenez. I was looking at Jimenez, actually, because he's quite cheap. And he gets forward. I seen him the other day, and he was getting forward a hell of a lot. So, yeah, I could get him in. And that's because Milosavljevic is injured. So, Diakite, Senesi, and Truffert. Truffert's cheap as well. I could get them in instead of Senesi. And I might do that, but I do like the keeper. Then in the middle, Scott and Cook. I could get Cook in, he's cheap. And then Tavernier, Clivert, Semenyo, Evan Nielsen. Like I'm saying, Krupi Jr., he'll come on. Semenyo, I would like to have him, but, you know, Clivert and Tavernier, I think they might share the load a little bit. I don't think it'll be a battering for Burnley. So I'd probably leave him, to be honest. I wouldn't bring Semenyo in for one game. And then it's against Burnley. That's a fairly good lineup. Lucas Pires is back in the lineup there. Yeah, and it's pretty much the same. And they've just been getting battered. Walker's back from his caution as well, so they will tight up a little bit from there. Yeah, I think it'll be close. Yeah, I stick with Bournemouth, but I don't think it'll be battering. Next one, Brighton Sunderland. I went past Brighton. Let's have a little look actually and see if they've got De Kuiper starting. He does have De Kuiper starting. See, I'm not sure because Matoma isn't in the starting lineup, so I'm not sure. Apart from that, it's pretty set. Gruder. Yeah, see, they've got Rutter instead of Welbeck. So, Alf, if you're listening, mate, I think you had Welbeck, or you sent me one Welbeck. I don't think it's going to start. Minter, yeah, De Kuiper. Yeah, just so a depleted Sunderland with De Kuiper. This could be a game that he gets like a goal and assist or 2 goals. Do you know what I mean? And we'll be like, oh, we should have seen it coming. Why didn't we think that? Then at the back, oh, actually, they are changed a bit, but it's kind of more an attack. They've got Mukiele, who's not going, Ballard, Alderete, and Hume, so it's kind of the same. Then Xhaka and Gertrudia in the middle. Obviously, Gertrudia, he's not been playing next to Xhaka, but he has to because someone's going to AFCON. Adingra, who didn't get called up. Enzo Lefi, who I really like. Mundell, yeah, he's in, and Brobby as well. So obviously they've lost quite a bit in attack. A bit toothless, yeah, but it's better for a defender. So someone like De Kuiper, I mean, who's he play? He plays on the left side, doesn't he? So, I mean, that's the stronger side. It's got Mukiele and Xhaka, but yeah, I still like the Brighton. Man City, West Ham. West Ham, I mean, look at that. Igor Julio, not a big fan. He's only kind of just started playing. Todibo, never understood it. Never. I just don't think he's a prem quality player. Mavropanos, he's all right. He gets DEFCON a lot because he's kicking the ball away all the time. But yeah, I'm not sure. And then Paqueta, Fernandez, and Bowen. They've got a good attack. They could always nick a goal, but I think O'Reilly might have a bit of a field day. And then there's Scarles as well. Magassa and Potts, it's not enough in the middle. They're just going to get overrun. Let's go and have a look at City. Yeah, Nunes, Diaz, Guardado, O'Reilly, Silva, Gonzalez, Reinders, Haaland, Foden, Cherky. Yeah, yeah. And that might be in it. Yeah, there's a little bit of said to me about Captain Foden, but I'm not going to go on about it because I probably won't do it because I can't trust Foden. Wolves, Brentford. Well, we're down there, so a quick gander at Wolves. They've had quite a few out. So Agbadu is away to AFCON. I'm pretty sure so's Minetsky and Mosquera is away as well. So in the back, they've got Hoover, Dockery, Bueno, Totti, and Moller Wolf. I mean, that back five, a Doherty is like a centre back. I've one of three centre backs. Yeah, don't like it. Do not like it. Then they've got Krejci, Andre, Gomez, Strand Larson, Huang. Yeah, that's not much. I'm fairly happy. Touch wood. I've got double Brentford defence. There's a good chance they don't score. They could, because Strand Larson is fairly quality. Huang now and again can finish all right. But yeah, I'm happy enough to play that double defence. In terms of conceding, I think Brentford win this. I know a lot of people have gone Wolves win, but Wolves at home are under a lot of pressure. Their fans, they kind of turn, the boos come fairly quick. And I think this is one, especially in defence. I think Collins could maybe get a headed goal. It's about time he had one. And against Wolves, that sounds like a game he would do. So I stick with Brentford win. Spurs Liverpool. Let's have a quick gander. Again, thanks very much for joining me on a Friday night. Do like, subscribe, all that good stuff. The channel's been doing fantastic, by the way. Probably because me and Kieran are doing well for once. No, I joke. Kieran always does fairly well. I do okay. But yeah, the response we've had is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, do like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Tottenham, let's look at that. They got Porro. Yeah, pretty same defence or back four. Berfon, Bentancur in the middle, and then Sar, Simmons, Koloman, and Kudos. Yeah, it's a bit lackluster, isn't it? Yeah, I don't really like it. I don't see them scoring many goals. Liverpool, let's have a look at Liverpool. Let's see what they think they're going to set up with. What I would say is if you are watching here and you're looking at Fantasy Football Scout and you sign up to them, whatever, just check this down here. It says last updated. They always change it on Saturday if something does. So before maybe you lock your team in, have a quick glance because sometimes they do update it on a Saturday if they get any news or they feel the vibe to change a little bit. Do check that out. All right. Right. Liverpool. Let's see how they're going to fit up. Yeah. I mean, listen, defence isn't good, so it wouldn't surprise me if Tottenham did a week ago. Jones sitting in there, then we've got Soberslai, McAllister, Verts, and Ekitike. Yeah. Ugh. Not a fan. This has got like a 1-1 all over it, or like a 1-all. And then I've said 2-2. It could be a 2-2, but yeah, it could be a draw. I think I'll keep the draw. Everton Arsenal. Everton. Now let's see if they've got Grealish to start. They've got Barry up top, McNeil, who's not been in and out of the squad. They've got Alcaraz, who he's got in the grips with the league still. Then Garner and Irabongam in the the holding, just in front of back four. Half decent back four of Mikalenko, Keane, Tarkovsky, and O'Brien. So they'll be hard to break down, but yeah, they've not got much going forward, and Arsenal break them down. Let's have a look at Arsenal. See the lineup. A few people have gone for. I mean, I've got Saka, but some people have gone Eze, which is fair enough. Do they think? They've got Eze to get benched, actually. Saliba, Urine, Timber, Hincamping, Calafiore, Rice, Zubi, Saka, Trossard, Marino. Do you know what happened? Marino will score tomorrow. He will. He'll score tomorrow. He's such a good player. And if you can get him the right time, he's a midfielder. He needs someone who's cheap. Have a wee gander. 3 left. Leeds, Palace. Have a quick gander. By the way, keep putting in the chat what you think the score's going to be, or if someone's out, how much that's going to affect the score, or what the perceived score is. Looking at the Palace lineup, yeah, it's fairly standard apart from Nketiah. Klein's going to start, obviously, because they've had a few injuries and people out AFCON. So, yeah, I mean, listen, they'll be hard to break down. Leeds away. They want to keep it tight for the majority of the match. So, yeah, I think I'll go 1-1. Yeah, I think I stay with the 1-1. Let's have a look at Leeds. Again, I just think we're overrating them a little bit. Let's have a look. Bogle, Rodon, Bio, Struck, Gudmundsson, Ampadu, Tanaka, Calvert-Lewin, Stack, Okafor. Yeah, pretty simple. Yeah, I just think it'll be one. Yeah, I'll go 1-1. Right now, let's have a look at Villa United because this is important. They've got Martinez to start. He's a bit of a doubt because he keeps having late fitness tests and dipping in and out. He must be carrying an injury. Then they've got Lindelof, Matson, Konsa, who, do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if he got someone in this game. But the important thing for Villa is they're pretty much full strength. Kamara and Onana in the middle, powerhouses, really, really good. Hold, they just run that midfield really, really well, and they kind of ring fence the other team. Bit like a poor man's Chelsea, I think, with Enzo and Caicedo. Then Rodgers, Tielemans, and Watkins. Yeah, Tielemans starting to play well again, and yeah, I think let's have a look at United. Obviously, super John McGinn's there before he goes to World Cup, obviously. Have a little look. Yeah, I do not like that back four. Yoro, Heaven, Shaw, and Dallo. Heaven and Shaw as the centre backs. It wouldn't surprise me if Watkins got someone like this. And like I'm saying, Konsa, heading wise, Shaw's terrible at jumping for the ball. So Dallo's on that left, and guess who's on that right? Is he on there? No, Rogers on that list. Super John McGinn's on the right. He's going to give him a torrid time. Then you're looking at Menu, Igarte, Mount. Mount. I think he's good when he plays. Sesko, who's been in and out of the squad, and and this is the thing we have to look at, right? United right now, they're not blessed with top players. Losing Ahmad and Buemo, even those two alone, is big, and it makes a huge difference. You know, Menu's been in and out. Ugarte, he doesn't have anything going for. I don't even know why they signed him. It was funny because a lot of United fans are like, "Oh, Ugarte." There was a reason why PSG was letting him go because he's shit. Cunha, I get people are looking to him, but he's going to have less service. I'm not a fan of Bruno, but anything United do is Bruno. Their first goal the other day, I didn't see who assisted it at the start, but I knew in my head it was Bruno, and it was. So yeah, for me, he still plays. I'm going to play Bruno and Rogers together, because I think there's a high chance they both get something. If not, Rogers, I think he's got more of a chance. On to the last game then. Fulham, Nottingham Forest. Yeah, Nottingham Forest are very, very strong. Sales is back as well. Let's have a look at Fulham. Right. Yeah, I mean, look at the back line already, right? You've got Tetu's who's been playing all right, but not that well. Anderson, good player. Cuenca, not a big fan. And Robinson, he's just come back, all right? He's good. He's going to find it difficult. Then you've got Lukic and Berg, most important two positions in that team. Lukic is going to face a late fitness test. If he doesn't play, I wouldn't be confident of a clean sheet for Fulham. Then they've got Wilson, Smith Rowe, Kevin, and Jimenez. Better attack than defence. But yeah, and then you look at the bench and there's not much going on there. So for me, I still think Forest win. I do. I still think they win. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I do hate United. I do. But my head can rule my heart. And that's why I brought Bruno in for the last 3 game weeks. So you've got to just wait up. It's difficult because we all have our perceptions. We all have our favourites. I try and even it out a little bit. But listen, for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, everyone enjoying tonight, thank you very, very much. Again, it was on a Friday, so it was a little bit different. I love doing it on a Friday, and I might change it to a Friday. Usually we have the fixture decoder. We won't have that tomorrow, but we will be back next week. Kieran will be back next week. We'll be back on the matchups. Hopefully we'll be back in with another big, massive game week score. And hopefully I can break into that 50k, and Kieran can maybe even break into that top 1,000. Stay tuned for that. Do keep an eye over on X. Before you go, do me a favor. Please do drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Have a fantastic game week. Have a fantastic weekend. And I'll see you next week. Thanks so much for joining all.